to smoke ribs. This video will show you how to smoke ribs to perfection. They'll turn out incredibly tender, juicy, and delicious. Step 1. Heating the coals. Place down several fire lighters. Place your chimney starter on top of the fire lighters. Fill with coals. Light the fire lighters. While the coals are heating up, it's time to prepare the ribs. You'll need dry rub and American mustard. Generously apply mustard to one side of the ribs, then evenly spread it around. Flip the ribs and repeat. Then open up your dry rub and once again apply a generous amount to the ribs. Ensure it's fully covered. Flip and repeat. Now, check on the coals. They should be red hot and have very little smoke radiating from them. It's time to heat the smoker. To start, ensure the bottom and top vent is fully open. Remove the lid. Remove the top grate. Carefully pour the hot coals into the bottom of the smoker. Place down the top grate. Place down the ribs. Put the lid back on. When it comes to smoking ribs, it's incredibly important that you get the temperature right. For pork ribs, I recommend heating the smoker to 135 degrees Celsius. That's 275 degrees Fahrenheit. That's getting too hot. Close the bottom vent. The temperature is still rising. That's still way too hot. Remove coals. That's still too hot. Remove more coals. That's still too hot. Remove more coals. That's still too hot. Remove more coals. That's not hot enough. Add coals. That's too hot. Remove more coals. That's not hot enough. Add coals. That's too hot. Remove coals. That's still too hot. Remove more coals. Too cold. Too hot. Too cold. Too hot, too cold, 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 too cold, too cold, too cold, too cold, too cold. Good enough. On top of the coals, place down 3 blocks of cherry wood. Good enough. When smoking ribs, it's important that you cook them low and slow. When smoking ribs, it's important that you cook them low and slow. When smoking ribs, it's important that you cook them low and slow. That you cook them low and slow. Place on the lid. Smoke the ribs for 2 hours. After 2 hours, remove the ribs from the smoker. It's time to wrap the ribs. Place down aluminum foil, brown sugar, butter, drizzled with honey. Place the ribs meat side down. Wrap them up. Return to the smoker for an additional hour. After an hour, remove the wrapped ribs. Unwrap them. Remove the aluminum foil. Remove the aluminum foil. Good enough. Apply a generous amount of barbecue sauce to the ribs. Evenly spread it around. Return to smoker. Add more coals, more cherry wood. Place the lid back on. Cook for an additional hour. Remove the lid. It's extremely important that you don't overcook the ribs. It's extremely important that you don't overcook the ribs. If the coals are still lit after an hour, I recommend extinguishing them to avoid burning the ribs. Try to locate the ribs. Try to locate the ribs. Remove from the smoker. These pork ribs have been cooked to perfection. The meat's so incredibly juicy and tender. Look how the meat just falls off the bone. Delicious.